Oh my gosh, you guys, you wouldn't believe this. I just recorded like a 30-minute reading. I swear I did. I mean, my voice is all rough, dry, and everything. It was beautiful. I got goosebumps and everything. And I just looked down to save it, and it wasn't even there. So I'm doing it again. I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know if I got it in me to give you all you need. And this means I'm going to be waiting to the last day of the month to finish my last 2 readings, because it's already 10:30 and I'm already like, what? Okay, so might not be a good reading for you, Aries, because I don't know if I got it in me to give you what I gave you the first time. I got to be honest. I was trying to give you the best, and I don't know if I can give it to you the way I gave it to you before. Maybe you weren't meant to hear the message I had. And so now I'm like, whoa. Aries wasn't supposed to hear that message. What message exactly is Aries supposed to hear? I'm holding on to my magic amethyst, y'all. Just so y'all know. I'm all tired, and I'm thinking, Lord have mercy, how did that happen? I'm looking at it go now, just to make sure, because I could have swore I saw it go before. So let me go ahead, because Lord have mercy, I went all around the damn chart for y'all. I'm so upset. And it's such an Aries thing to do. I will tell you what happened to me, so I know I have to talk about it again. So when I did my first reading, I was having this weird toothache. And it felt like every time I opened my mouth and cool air was hitting my mouth, I had to say something. I was getting this weird toothache. So I drank on the tea, which is warm, and that was helping. But then I felt like, oh my gosh, every time I open my mouth, cold air hits it. And I need to shut my mouth. And I start looking at the chart, and I was like, oh my gosh. So let me explain to you what I figured, well, what hit me the first time I did the reading that I never got recorded. Okay. In the month of February, the sign Aquarius, well, Aquarius in general, it's going to have the sun and the moon and Mercury in Aquarius. The new moon is going to be in Aquarius on the 4th. Okay, so on the 4th, there's going to be a new moon with a sun on it at 15 degrees. Okay, and Mercury is also going to be in Aquarius in that area. This is falling in your 11th house of friends. Okay, and I say friends, but it's really more like, as I kept saying this in the last reading, it's more like associates, like people that you know, but you don't necessarily, I wouldn't say you know them well, you know what I mean, but you know them. Yeah, that kind of thing. So it could be like groups that you belong to, and associations you belong to, and organizations you belong to, like the Rotary Club, the Alumni Associations, the, Elks Club, or whatever women's groups that you might belong to, stuff like that. Like in my city, I'm trying to get myself out to go see, like, what is it, Black Girls Write, because they're having something with mother and daughter, and I'm hoping my daughter will take me, because my daughter's a writer, and I have my little blogs, and I thought it'd be cute, because I talked to her mother, the girl that does the Black Girl Write, me and her mother are friends, and now I thought it'd be cute if the moms and the daughters got out there. I guess they're going to do a day, and it's like $177. So stuff like that. So anyway, I don't know how I got onto that. I'm in a tangent. I'm telling you guys, I barely got through that reading. Barely. And now here I am again, looking at the same thing. Anyway, that 11th house. Back to that again, okay? Because that sun moon conjunction in Aquarius is going to be falling. Oh, there it is. Aquarius. There it is again. What I discovered last time is Aquarius is cold air. cold air. And every time the cold air hits my tooth, I'm like, whoa, it hurts. And so what I recommend that you do, especially since Mars is in Aries, and it's about to go back into Taurus, but it's still in Aries, and Uranus is still in Aries, not quite in Taurus yet. And so, you know, Mars will not get into Taurus until the 14th. And so on the 4th, it's going to be in Aries. So I just want you guys to be aware that that's going to be in your first house. And just know that, you know, Mars is hot, but Aquarian air is cold. It's cold air. Just don't go into your groups or associations or even online like Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, any of those. Don't go somewhere with cold air, like a cold air of authority, or a cold air like haughtiness, like a cold air. Or just come in with your mouth saying cold, you know, cold air. Be cautious of that, because that's what I was led. That's what I felt before. Now the sun and the moon is there, and that's usually good. And Aquarius in general is like brotherly love and caring and causes and doing things. You might go out with your friends that day, do some things. It should be fairly good. Let's hope. There's no opposition down in Leo, so you should be fine. Mercury is there. That's good. Now there is. Yeah, it's actually supported, I think, by Jupiter. That's a sextile. It's 5 degrees, not too bad. Yeah, I support this. I think that 11th house is going to be unobstructed in really bringing you, hopefully, some type of, I'm not going to say acclaim in your groups and associations, but you might get more notice, I think, in your groups and associations. Maybe something you did on Facebook, or maybe something you post on Facebook or something. I can see that, because Mercury is there, and Mercury is communication, so something to do with communication. And Neptune is at 15 degrees of Pisces. That's the 12th house. I'm going to be coming back to the 12th house, but I do want you to know that Neptune in the 12th house really can make things a little confusing sometimes, and like you could be having internal dreams, thoughts, ideas, subconscious and unconscious motivations that you don't quite understand. It's really kind of nebulous when you have Neptune in Pisces, but it's even more so when it's sitting in the 12th house. So, wow, I mean, Neptune's at home, so there could be some inner delusions, inner things going on that no one else can see but you. And I'm not sure you're going to ever share those things. It could have to do with sex or drugs or alcohol or any vice that you just don't want the world to see. In other words, this 12th house might be like the mama jamma of hidden secrets in closets. Because the 12th house rules, you know, the deep hidden secrets in closets. Like, come out of your closet. You got skeletons in your closet. Lord, you got skeletons in your closet. With Neptune there, just make sure you're not putting more skeletons in the closet. That's all I'm saying. We all got skeletons in the damn closet. You don't have to sit up there and put more skeletons in it. You got one in there already. Why you got to put more in? Just make sure what you're doing subconsciously or unconsciously, because that can come back to bite you. And this is really something I was talking about before. I did such a great reading before. Oh my God, y'all. I have no idea. I went into this before because of that Mars in the first house and Uranus in the first house, and the difference between having that Mars and Uranus in the first house versus it being in the second house. Because once you get in the second house, the emphasis is going to be on money. Okay, money. Right now, there's a lot of fire and desire in the first house. So you might just be a little bit more aggressive or assertive or pushing yourself a little bit more than you normally would. Just be cautious of being extra competitive, because there's no need for that. You got this, okay? And when Mars goes into the second house, it's going to really help to influence you getting more money. I would be careful, because in March, we're going to be dealing with having Uranus in that second house, and you're going to have to deal with that. Now, the big thing is that on the 19th of February, there is going to be a full moon. And this full moon is going to be, it's 00 degrees of Virgo. I actually read the degrees before. I do not have the voice to do it now. And I feel so guilty now. I've got to read it. Got to do this all over again. Let's hope it lets you get the message. I'm going to look up Virgo. 0 degrees. I'm hoping you're going to get this message. Let's hope you get this message. 0 degrees of Virgo. This degree pulls together what qualities the native is capable of mastering from Leo and Virgo. It is a high challenge. Those with little abilities seem to have a certain degree, a certain dignity. Okay, even when relegated to the lowest position, Virgo is a sign of service, and Leo of kingly elegance. This degree combines these two influences. A person with this degree is placed in a high position, and they would gain a great devotion from those he commanded because of his willingness to be of service to those under his command. He who would be the greatest in the kingdom of heaven must be the servant and last of all. Also, ye shall in no wise enter the kingdom of heaven unless ye become as little children. This degree is a challenge to this awareness, a real test of this, a measure of greatness. And when you pass this test, your greatness will radiate from the lowest position found. Now, this is the basic underlying principle or lesson to be learned. As above, so below. And whither shall I flee from the love of God, even though I descend to the depths of hell? Behold, thou art with me. There is evidence of this degree going to extremes in both directions. But only by the described philosophy will one reach the top. Those with little awareness and ability will have to start at the bottom. This influence stimulates an awareness of humility. Humility. Life can be cruel as well as kind. But the lesson isn't going to be easy unless you understand the basic principles. You know, as above, so below. In other words, don't step on any way up and as you get to the top. And that degree is falling in your 6th house of work and health. This is going to be a full moon on the 19th, and it's at 0.42 degrees. Not quite a degree, 0.42. And that is happening in the solar 6th house, and it's calling for humility in your area of work. Now, this is weird that that is asking for that. And by the way, I'm not going to read it again, but before I read the opposite, which is in Pisces, it's a very caring, giving, spiritual, sweet degree, okay? And it just tells me, because it's humanitarian, that no matter what's going on or what it appears on the outside, from the inside, you Aries should be operating from a very humanitarian, caring place. No matter what it is you do. I'm pretty sure you are. So, the thing is, and I was talking about it before, and I feel like I said, I'm sick to my stomach that I lost it. What a lot of you Aries may not realize is that you guys are in the midst of your rise. There are certain things that occur in astrology, and one of the things that's occurring for Aries is, well, some people build their entire business around these quadrants and this pinnacle. You have reached the pinnacle. The pinnacle is when Saturn, which goes around the chart, it takes 28 years to go around the circle of the chart. And it usually, it starts at a certain place. And it takes 28 years to get to where it was in 28 years before. But in every chart, there's a 10th house. And whenever Saturn hits the 10th house in that person's chart, it is indicative of a career pinnacle. Something that is showing that as far as their career is concerned, they've hit a certain pinnacle in the area of career or image or aspirations or reputation or any of that. It could be like just what you're known for, because it's really your image. Okay, this is important that you understand where I'm going with this. So Saturn, which is the natural ruler of the 10th house and the natural ruler of Capricorn, is home in the 10th house. It is very powerful. It's sitting up at the very top of your chart, ruling the roost, calling the shots, dictating everything. And if it's not dictating, it's watching what's happening so it can control it, because it is the power in your chart. And Saturn is going to be there a little bit longer. It takes 2 years basically for Saturn to get through these charts. So I need you to understand that this is a very important influence. You also have Pluto in the 10th house. And Pluto is also in Capricorn. And Pluto is also known for being a very powerful, even fateful type of planet. And it is in the same area of your career. On top of that, during this time in February, the sign or the planet Venus is also in your 10th house. And the crazy thing is, all of these planets, Saturn, Venus, Pluto, they're all within striking distance of each other. They're all within orb. Okay, so Saturn, Pluto, and Venus are basically conjunct in your 10th house. It's heavy, but Venus there is pleasant and it's positive, and it is very, very positive and very, very pleasant, and it bodes very well for how people see you, and that they see you pleasantly, and that you're affable, and building a good reputation. You're building a beautiful reputation right now. And this is a once in a 28-year opportunity. You're experiencing a once in every 28-year opportunity to build your career and reputation and image in society, to create your legacy that you're going to leave behind, to reach your pinnacle and become the image of success. You are working on that right now, and Saturn makes everybody work wherever it is. In your case, it's working on your career, your image, your success, what you bring to the table, and what people see when they see you. If they see you as successful, or if they see you as someone not successful. And when I first did the reading, I had given the example of 2 Aries that I felt exuded what this pinnacle means. Because the first, I'll say, and I see it's still recording, so I'll go ahead and tell the story. I'll go quicker this time. The first is my hypnotist. Scott is a hypnotist. I'm not going to go into all the details of what he does or his name and all that stuff, but I'll just say he's a hypnotist. And if you want to get his link, let me know. I will provide it to you guys. Because this man saved me when the man I had married disappeared on me and went off the deep end. And I thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown and go crazy. But Scott, thank God, reached out to me at that moment of like insanity and let me know that he did these hypnosis sessions, and he offered to give me one for free. Well, at first I was a little scared because I didn't know him. I thought maybe he was a little, weirdo or something. But after our first session, it went so well. I did another one, and I listened to them often. And I can tell you that this man is someone who is at the top of his profession. And that is what Saturn in the 10th house means. Being at the top of your profession. You are not half-stepping around. You know what you're doing. You know what you have. You understand the value of your work. You put in the responsibility of learning your trade or your work, and now you can reap the rewards or benefit from said trade or work. And this is beautiful. I just wanted to give my props to him because he did such a wonderful job. And I had told him that I had been deathly afraid of hypnotism because many, many years ago, there had been a woman who had hypnotized me. And, hold on one second. All I remember is that after she hypnotized me, I don't even know what happened. I guess I was coming up out of it. I started cursing and screaming, and I chased her throughout my house, out the back door, down my porch. Like, I cursed her out. Now, I had mentioned this to Scott because I had no clue what it was she did or why I behaved that way. I actually believed that I was not hypnotizable, but that is not the truth. I'm actually very hypnotizable. So anyway, the point is, some people aren't good at what they do, but someone who has mastered their Saturn or mastered their career, well, especially with Saturn sitting up in the 10th like that, they're going to be the best. These are the people I call the experts. Someone who's worked hard at their career in that area, they are becoming the experts. And if you weren't before, then take this time to become the expert now, because Saturn is in the pinnacle of your chart. It's sitting in your 10th house of career and success. And you can create whatever it is that you set your mind to creating right now. Yeah, it could be a little hard because Saturn is a little harsh. It doesn't give you anything easy. It makes everything hard. And Pluto is there. Pluto means you're working incessantly, maybe not even getting enough sleep, just always trying to reinvent yourself. Just remember, even when it feels harsh or it gets harsh, you're working toward building a solid reputation. And I believe you can do that. And I believe that you can hit the pinnacle of your career. And so I wanted to share that with all Aries, by the way. But I also, before I go, I want to give a shout out prop to another Aries who is a client of mine, and I did a reading for. And I did her chart, and by the way, her chart was beautiful. Okay, this is a very ambitious person. But I want to give a shout out to you, Regina, because Regina, when I first saw her, she was just a dumpy little, cute little thing, but just not, just like one of the other girls you see, just scroll down Facebook. I happen to know from her, knowing her story, that she had went through some illness and had gained a lot of weight because of medication she had been on. This poor girl has a story to tell, believe me. But the reason I think of her is because I think her story is the epitome of someone who now has Saturn transiting the 10th house and Pluto and Venus. Because this girl put through the hard work. She's worked hard for whatever it is that she gets. And now she's coming to her pinnacle, and she's going to probably get awards and money and recognition for what she's done because she put in the hard work. And Pluto is there. She may even gain some power from what she does, but she put in the hard work. And Venus is there. She may even appear to be extra beautiful because of what she does. And I happen to know she sells makeup. Okay? But she put in the hard work. She may not have been that beautiful from the beginning, but this girl has learned every trick in the book to make herself one of the most attractive women on all of Facebook. And that's what I'm talking about. That is Saturn in the 10th house and Venus in the 10th house and Pluto all connected to each other. It's a beautiful thing to see somebody pull themselves up from their bootstraps, so to speak, and turn themselves around and make themselves into something because of their own inner belief system in themselves and what they have to offer and what they have to say and what they bring to the table. And when you have that belief and you know what you bring to the table, nobody can take that away from you. Nobody. After 28 years of building up whatever it is you build up, whoever I'm talking to right now with your career, you have earned every bit of success you get from the work that you have done. Okay? Okay, you worked for this. This is yours. You grab that. Whatever Saturn gives you, you earned that, whatever it is. And whatever you're building right now with Saturn transiting the 10th house will last for a lifetime. It is the time when things are built for longevity and for a solid, steady foundation. So if you're working on a particular career right now, I'm telling you, you're building a solid, steady foundation. Okay, so I think I did talk about that moon because I talked about the 6th house, right? And I talked about the 12th house and how that's going to be affected. I talked about, I hope I did, because I can't remember the last video to this video, but I hope I talked about that Jupiter that's in the 9th house that's going to be dealing with things like government and legal systems and hospitals and not hospitals, universities and colleges and travel, international publications, international travel, international law, all the legal system, all of the dogma and religious system, philosophy, and how you feel about the world and existentialism, all of that Sagittarius, Jupiter stuff is going to be happening in the 9th house of Sagittarius. And so you're going to feel like you want to learn, and you may be learning quite a bit in the month of February, because you've been learning all year, or at least for the last, almost just about all year. And finally, I am going to end with that North Node down in Cancer in the 4th house. Whatever you guys have been doing, well, with the North Node in Cancer in the 4th house, it's telling me that it's time to live with your heart, to give and to offer your love and affection and your care and nurturing to others, especially those in your family. Reach out and nurture and love your family and make them, feel secure and comfortable in your love. And, there's other things that deal with the moon. But when you see the moon at home in Cancer, I can't help to think that, wow, this is all about giving and nurturing and loving one's family and learning how to share and give amongst each other, or at least the people that you're closest to, those that, they're like family because you live with them or whatever. That's your home life. That's your security, your sense of well-being is all indicated there. And this is highlighted this month with this North Node, and actually throughout, most of 2019. And we're dealing with Cancer in the North Node in Cancer. And in your case, it's right in the 4th house of Cancer. This could get very emotional. I really want to make sure you understand that Cancer is an emotional sign. It could be that you're dealing with emotional issues that have to do with family or home life or any of those things. It may be that you set up this power play between your career, Saturn, Pluto, Venus, versus that North Node down in the 4th. It's almost telling me I need to let you guys know, especially when Mars leaves the 1st house and goes into Taurus, slow down. Slow down and relax. Slow it down. right? Slow it down. Slow down. Take your time. Take your time. Yep. Saturn in the 10th house. Don't be rushing your career. And Mars and Uranus sitting up there at the edge of the first house and second house. Take your time. You don't want no accidents. Take your time. Baby, we can do it. Take the time. Do it right. We can do it, baby. Do it tonight. I don't know why that came to me. Take your time. Okay, I don't want to do. I better be quiet. It's 11 o'clock at night. Baby, we can do it. Take the time. Do it right. That's the SOS band. That's my song for y'all for the month. Take the time. Okay, that is the song you guys should be. That's the song. That's your motto. Take your time. Take your time with your body, your physical self. Take your time when Mars goes into Taurus in the second house. Take your time. Take your time with your career, with Saturn in the 10th house. Take your time. Okay? All right, guys. This has been Capricorntigress of Astrology, a look inside. Thank God. I believe this one actually recorded this time. Thank you for your patience. Remember to take your time. And check everything a couple of times over with Neptune in the 12th. Check all your documents a couple of times. Just saying. It can never hurt. Saturn is very careful and responsible. Okay? Okay. Okay, everyone. Much love and much light to you all. Thank you for staying to the end and listening to everything I had to say. And I want to wish everyone a very happy Valentine's Day. And don't forget to come visit me at either patreon.com/Capricorntigress or facebook.com/Astrology a look inside. Okay, or just visit me on the website at astrologyalookinside.com. Okay, guys, I'm going to get going. Have a great day and happy Valentine's to